the boss, that could be very prosperous 2 years.
Very lucrative.
Filled with a lot of promotion.
And anything else on the side. Jokes, not. So, talking about work spouses, right? Okay. According to the UK statistics, 23% of workers reported that they had a work spouse. How long do you think work flings last for? Welcome back to W Lounge Podcast, where we discuss well-being, community and relationships. My name's Bree.
I'm Chrissy.
And I'm Serena.
And today we're going to discuss work. Random, I know, but I think this is the best thing for us to discuss today, as it's a topic that I think maybe a lot of people might be interested in.
I don't think it's so random.
It is, because, you know, sometimes podcasts don't normally talk about these things, but I think it'd be quite important for us to maybe delve a bit deep, because there's a couple of things that I really would like to know, and I think you'll be interested. First of all, I've got a little bit of a fun fact.
Hey, brilliant.
All right, so I want you to try and figure out what the time frame could be. How long do you think work flings last for?
Oh, okay, so
I know.
Personally, anywhere from being non-existent, some people really don't want to have any type of relationship, romantic relationships at work, to forever. Like, say that's their happily after ever. You know, happily ever after. You know, that could end up being their husband or wife.
Happy ever after at work, you know.
Why not? Do you know what? I think there's a lot of people that meet their spouses at work. You spend most of your time there. You spend most of your time at work.
You're right, though. You're right. You're right. And yourself, Serena?
A fling.
A fling, yeah.
I would say I'll give it weeks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pessimistic, eh?
Only because I feel like the idea of a fling, maybe not, maybe months. The idea is that you just don't want anyone else to find out. Or once you start to become office goss, then you probably would want to shut it down, because you probably do have a serious relationship actually running alongside this office fling. So
I see that. Well, in the UK, I would like to let you know that it's between 6 months and 2 years.
Oh, wow.
An office fling.
So, yeah, my question will always be, is it even worth it then, if it's only 2 years, up to 2 years? You know, if you've
get
got
a lot of fulfillment out of those 2 years.
I guess so, but
moving on. If you're with the boss, that could be very prosperous 2 years.
Very lucrative.
Filled with a lot of promotion.
And anything else on the side. Jokes, not. But honestly, I do have a few things that I wanted to discuss. You know, some are serious, some are not, but I think it's really important, like I was saying before, to kind of highlight a few things. What lengths do you think that you would, off the back of what you've said, what lengths do you think that you would go to climb the employment ladder?
Work hard, put in the hours, do my research, and get promoted that way. And
so the ethical way.
Yes. I like how you put it, because I've just described it as such, so it is the ethical way, definitely.
And Serena?
I second that. It would only be the ethical way, and my integrity, my own beliefs are really important. Definitely. So I wouldn't want to compromise those. If you're talking about unethical ways, I guess that's what you're getting at. You kind of want to know a little bit of dirt, what I'd be willing to do that wasn't
absolutely
100 clean. I would maybe be prepared to tell on someone else.
Okay.
To look
snitch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Potentially. If it meant that person was more senior than me, particularly if I didn't like that person, and I was called in to give evidence against that person, then I think I would do that quite happily.
This is really interesting.
In order for you to get promoted?
It could definitely,
This is the question, what lengths?
The opportunity for me to get promoted. Absolutely. If my senior is annoying, they're unlikable, and I think I could do a better job, and I have an opportunity to let their flaws be known to someone even more senior, I think I would take that opportunity.
Oh, child.
So would you do it covertly or overtly?
Covertly. Okay. I wouldn't want it to be known.
Okay.
Yeah. So definitely, just in case it didn't result in that.
Yeah, you'd have to be kind of discreet if that's the route that you're trying to go to. But then I wonder how or what the impact would be later on. That's quite interesting that you say that, because there's a couple of other things that kind of relate to what you were saying as well. But I wanted to ask you before we go into that, just 2 questions. Now, if you were asked a question within a meeting that you had with this said manager, you don't particularly like them, you're not really concentrating much, and all of a sudden you zone out, how are you going to handle that? You're in this meeting, you don't like her or him, and you completely zone out, and they've asked you a question and you've now got to snap out of it. What would you say? How would you handle that?
I don't think there's much you can do apart from trying to blag it. You have to try and give a response.
Yeah.
That would make
100%
it look
blag
as though
it.
you were listening. And that's
100%.
the best
I'll
you
do the
can
same.
do.
I'll do the same.
I'd ask him to repeat himself.
I would.
Okay.
Yeah. Repeat.
What?
Yeah.
I'm hearing your
Do you
answers.
know what?
I'm thinking, what have I missed, please?
Do you know, no, but remember, you don't particularly like this person.
Yeah. But we still
So
have to get on.
sometimes it could come across like you're, incompetent if you now start asking the question. But it can. I'm saying it's not always the case.
It can.
Not always the case, but it can potentially, yeah. And sometimes when you're in your ego, you might forget yourself and be like, oh, actually, I don't want to look a bit silly in it, so I'm just gonna blag this one. Some people do it. Just saying.
I think I would definitely try and blag it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Best
Interesting.
I can. If it was a situation whereby I could say, "Can you please repeat yourself?"
Yeah.
Then I would. But if this question was basically been asked to me in the last 1 minute, then it's kind of evident I wasn't listening to it. And they might say, "Which part?" Then what? What are you gonna say?
All of it.
So that means you wasn't listening for the last minute.
Mean I wasn't listening.
Have you ever fallen asleep?
I could just say I didn't understand.
But wait, can I just
No,
ask?
seriously, me and you can have a conversation, right?
Yeah.
You could be speaking for 2 minutes. I could be like, Serena, can you just repeat what you said, because I didn't get it.
I think the best way to do you know what? I think the best response would probably be, can you please clarify the question?
Yeah.
I think that would be the most.
Yeah.
I think that's the most
biggest blagger.
Got out of that one, yes, you are definitely.
Clarify the question that I didn't listen to.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I think standing and not doing anything, just smiling, I think that will probably be the worst.
Absolutely. But have you ever fallen asleep in an interview or a meeting or anything like that? Drifted? I have.
I think it's quite. What was it? A live one?
It was
Was
so
it online
embarrassing. Or offline? It was in front of senior management, and I drifted
in person,
in real life, in 5D. Yes, we're talking now. I drifted.
Wow.
Don't ask me how or why. I think what it was, the windows weren't open, first of all, which literally killed me. There was about 6 of us in there. And
too stuffy.
And the project at the time that we were talking about, or the part of the project, was not interesting. And I struggle with stuff like that.
100%. That's perfect sleeping environment.
But I'm generally really bad when it comes to sleeping. I will literally just fall asleep anywhere. Yeah. Wow. So when it's now boring... Yeah, when it's boring, including people, and you're boring, I will fall asleep.
How did you get out of that situation?
Fortunately, I don't know what it was. I think it was God nudged me, and I woke up just in time before it got a bit peak. Because I think, when you drift and it's like that real quick. Yeah, that's what happened. And I was like, okay, I'm actually in front of senior management. I need to fix up.
I need to wake up.
Yeah, ASAP. Very embarrassing. Okay, so moving on. So let's say off of that, you have a husband, partner, whatever. And let's say that they wanted to introduce a PA. You're both working from home. Yeah. You both got kind of sort of work environments within your property. Yeah.
Yeah.
But now he wants a PA, but a female PA.
And she's going to come to our home office.
To your home, in your house, in your presence, going to use your kitchen, your bathroom. Yeah. But she's your husband or your partner's PA. But that particular sex is attractive to your partner. So whether it's
very, very interesting use of words, Brenda. What
would you do?
Is she attractive?
She's very attractive. Yeah. And she's wearing suits and sheer tights and heels.
Ooh.
Okay.
What do you do with that? Like, what's your first thought process? Like, would you be in your ego? Be honest. Like, would you think,
100%.
hold on a minute?
Yeah.
Or
Initially,
would you be
yeah.
okay with the fact that you can maybe separate that she's actually just a PA and she's really good at it?
No.
Right, okay.
It's just a no for me. No.
Yeah. Why? Just
The way I
briefly.
see it is,
Okay.
there's so many people that can be a PA.
Yeah, why would you pick her?
Why did you pick her?
She's qualified.
Why did-
She's qualified.
She's qualified.
actually
You got on
qualified.
very well.
In real life, she has all the degrees.
Your face, Serena.
She ain't qualified for me, child. She is not.
No, I'm just not comfortable
No.
with it. No,
Okay.
just no.
That's fine.
What if she wasn't as attractive as you?
Just no.
Still female.
She's
Still
still
looks good,
attractive.
but not like, you
I would
didn't really feel like
So
she's
what
a
is the issue
threat.
then? Is it just the attractive? What is the issue? The attractiveness, the fact that she's in your space, the fact that she's working with your man in your space.
All of it.
Yeah.
All of it. The attractiveness, working with my man, even if she wasn't in my space. I think her being in my space only kind of rubs the salt in the wound.
Okay.
But what I would say, it is a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
You're working close with a woman that you find is attractive, so I take it he finds her attractive,
Yeah, yeah.
and she could in turn find him attractive. You're spending a lot of time together, so that is an environment whereby that relationship could go from strength to strength without you even realize it, without it being intentional. It can happen. So I always say that you should avoid.
Yeah. I would avoid too.
You should avoid that situation.
She better be like looking like Cruella de Vil at this point for me to allow her in my property with my husband. Like, you better not be looking hotter than me, because it's not that. Like, I feel like for me, I'm just very aware that men can get more tempted, I think, than females, generally speaking. And to now put her in that position in your property when you go shopping with the kids and she's still there doing PA work, I don't know.
What if she
I don't know if
wasn't in
I'd be
the
comfortable.
property? What if she was just at the
Well, the
office?
scenario is that she's there in the property.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to figure out what part of the
Oh,
scenario
if she was out.
is.
Both. I wouldn't
all
be.
of
I
it,
wouldn't be
okay.
pleased. Yeah. Do you know what? If it was that my partner already had that PA before they were promoted or whatever into that position, there's not much I can say. But if he came to me and said, "Oh, by the way, I need a PA and I've just recruited one. She's fantastic. You should meet her tomorrow, and she looks like that." No.
But what
I
if
wouldn't
he
be too
didn't want her
happy.
to meet you? Would that be more? I think the fact that he.
Why would he hide her though? Why would he? That tells me already that she's fit. You know that you're going to get tempted. So why not just recruit somebody that don't look right?
Can I just adjust the fact that it's not giving I am secure in my relationship?
Of course not.
Absolutely not.
It's not.
But you can't be 100% secure anyway. Let's get it right. Because people will let you down. So there's got to be a degree of like, you can trust people to some degree, but don't be like, naive to it. No, because, and then putting yourself or your partner in a position where they could potentially fall for somebody or just fall into lust with somebody. I don't know. For me.
Okay, I'm taking a different stance in this.
That's interesting. Yeah. What's
I'm
your
taking
stance
a different
then?
stance
Yeah.
in
What's your
this,
stance?
okay? I'm taking it as in this is a professional relationship.
Right.
Okay, this is necessary for his work in order to make money and essentially bring it home to me, right? And my kids and our family, right? So the fact that this is now a necessary, we're going to call it an evil, okay?
Yeah,
it's something I can accept a little better than it just me seeing it from, she's attractive. She might fall for my man might fall for her. They're going to have a relationship and they're going to run off into the sunset with our kids. No, I can't look at it like that, because if I was to now have a fit 6'3" PA who is hot, sexy, and he was driving me places now, okay, and he was picking up nice gifts for work, obviously, and whatever, showing them to me, whatever, okay, and I was in close proximity with this man running errands for me, essentially a work husband now, okay.
We're gonna get into that.
Yeah, exactly. I would expect my husband to be comfortable with that. I would
You
expect.
would expect him.
I would expect him to be comfortable.
You would
100%.
expect him.
I would expect him to be comfortable with it.
Okay.
Yeah, just like I would hope. Yeah, my husband.
Right.
Yeah, would expect me to be comfortable with him having an attractive PA.
I think the balance would be good to have both. I have a fit PA, and you have a fit PA, and then we keep it moving. We keep it smooth. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Can't be just one for one person. Share, innit?
I don't think the expectation. I think you will rattle his cage.
Well, that's fine. Everybody get rattled. It'll keep the relationship alive. That's for sure.
Spicy.
No, I'm not just. But the fact is, I wouldn't expect him to be okay with it.
Right.
I would probably expect that in time he would acclimatise to the situation and be okay with it.
Okay, let me
But
add a
I would
caveat.
initially, I would expect him to have concerns when he saw the guy.
And he's fit.
I'm just no, I
You're
can
just picturing it.
No, he's
you're
fit.
picturing
yeah, I'm
it, yeah.
picturing it. Any man would be like, okay, he's younger than me.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
He's got
okay.
He's got more hair than me.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he's got dreadlocks. Yeah, got dreadlocks. Yeah, great.
He looks more hench than me.
Yeah, 100%. He
Right.
can beat you up.
Yeah, but he's like, but he's still
He's
old
just
enough
fit. He's
to
just
be attractive to you. He's not a little kid. He's not a 19-year-old. So
It's about that life.
He's
So
a man.
would you
He's
both
about
have a
that life.
conversation though to say, look, I need a PA.
Yeah.
These are the candidates, okay?
Yeah.
And
I'd
he
love
shows
that.
you, yeah, exactly. So this is the space that I'm coming from, ladies. So when you
Right.
are talking like this, I'm really baffled, okay?
Oh, because you think you're part of the recruitment process.
Oh yeah, because I
you
am.
did-
Is it possible? I am. How
I'm actually not sure about that.
didn't
How am I
mention
not?
that bit.
Yeah, I'm part of the recruitment process, 100%.
Right.
She's going to be in my
See,
house,
right.
around my children,
Yeah,
around
yeah,
me.
yeah.
It doesn't make
Yeah,
sense.
yeah, yeah.
No, because the
Yeah.
office is an outhouse. It
That-
doesn't- it's got
right.
its own entrance.
No, but what
It's-
kitchen are you using? What
the
bathroom
one
are
in
you
the
using?
outhouse, the little
Oh, so
kitchenette.
I'm rich.
Not necessarily rich.
But you're rich.
I'm
Yeah.
rich. I've got an outhouse.
With a
That's his
little
own
kitchenette.
house.
With a kitchenette.
Well, you're
kitchenette and a
wealthy.
bathroom.
You're wealthy.
Kitchenette and a bathroom.
Yeah, he's making money.
Okay, so I'm rich, yeah?
Yeah,
So
okay.
even more of a reason he's going to consult me.
Why?
Yeah, because this is a group venture at this point. This is a family business. It's not just his
Ah!
entity. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know what? This is very interesting.
Yeah,
I'm going to move it
because-
on because there's
yeah,
a
that's
lot
fine.
more.
That's
There's
fine.
a
Go
lot
ahead.
more.
Go ahead.
A lot
Go
more
ahead.
to tackle
I'm ready
since there's a lot
today.
of passion
I'm ready
today
yeah.
about work, you know. Wow. So talking about work spouses, right? According to the UK statistics, 23% of workers reported that they had a work spouse.
That's a lot.
It's quite a lot.
Yeah, that is a lot.
Yeah, Forbes has actually conducted a survey and they said 50% of employees with work spouses admitted romantic attraction to this person,
I can believe that.
right? 84% of men and 61% of women reported a romantic attraction to their work spouse. That's pretty high.
That is very high. So the
That's
women
pretty
had
high.
the highest stats than the men?
Yes. So this is so Forbes is in America and the 23% is in the UK. So it's interesting because I mentioned the two because we're kind of like cousins. So sometimes it can be relatable. But like, if let's say it was the 84% here, I mean, that's wild, you know, the fact that you're trusting that your partner goes to work and they're actually just going to be on their computer, just doing what they've got to do. But really and truly, there's Lisa over there making a cup of tea for him and she looks fit.
Giving the eyes.
Given the eyes, yeah. And they're forming now a relationship. But it's interesting to know whether that relationship is actually potential to be bigger than what it is. So my question is, have any of you ever had a relationship at work?
Never.
Interesting.
Never.
Interesting.
I for me personally,
Right.
it gives me the ick to think that because I need to be private. I've never had
Yes.
relationships when I was at school. I used to fancy boys at school, but I was like, oh, you go to the same school as me. The thought that
Ew.
all my friends would be involved in this relationship.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
intricacies
yeah.
of this relationship.
People too inner. Yeah.
I didn't like the idea of
Yeah.
that, so I always went for guys outside of school. Always.
Mm.
And I think I'm the same, even in the work environment. I just don't even like to talk openly about who I'm dating with my
Yeah.
work colleagues. I like to keep it very separate. So at work, have I ever found anyone? I did have a crush once on my boss, actually, but you didn't. Would that? No.
Neither did I, you know. I've yet to find a boss
no,
that's
I said
fit.
he didn't, like, in the office at the time.
Oh, okay.
Everyone
Who didn't?
acknowledged
Okay.
he was a good-looking guy.
Okay.
However, no, I never had the opportunity. He didn't make a move to me or anything like that.
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
would never have entertained that. Now, back to what you're saying, that a lot of women find their male colleagues attractive. I think that comes down to women finding seniority quite attractive.
Yeah, definitely.
But does it mention position, or does it just mention this?
Not necessarily position. It's more, have you had an open relationship at work and everybody's aware of it, or perhaps they're not aware of it, you know, whatever. But have you ever had a relationship with somebody that you've worked with? So you've said you've never had the experience. What about you?
Yes, I have. So
do share, please.
So I was in, what would we say, a 8-year on and off relationship.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah, I know, right? Long time. With someone that I met at work. Same position at the time as me.
Yeah.
But he then got promoted, so then he was of a higher position after.
Yeah.
And, you know, it was this attraction, flirting at work. He made his intentions known as well.
Yeah.
And it did start off as a fling. I think you did mention some stats about flings.
Yeah, it does happen.
Yeah, so started off as a fling. Then, you know, people get to know. So you're in a working environment. And where I worked at the time was team-based. So there would be, you know, groups of us, or, you know, a few people working at the same time. And, you know, your business does get thrown out
How did you deal with that? Did that make it very uncomfortable?
I think some of it you have to drown out, and others you kind of pay attention to. But then you have to weigh it up with how you're feeling about the relationship. How do you feel about him?
Yeah.
You know, take yourself into account. So in hindsight now, looking back, I should have heeded more to what they were saying with regards to...
What were they saying?
What, the gossip?
What the
or
gossip
you mean like...
was,
Right,
yeah,
okay.
and the reputation.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Reputation is key, yes.
Individual,
So
because
they
they had
knew
worked...
his history.
Exactly.
Okay.
So he had worked there longer than I had.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, so they had more of a
like an inkling of what
understanding of
potential of
who he was, work related, obviously.
Yeah.
How he was. So I was like, okay, cool. I should have listened.
Yeah.
More, but at the time, you know, I was happy. There was mutual attraction.
Yeah.
Had a good time.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it ended up in being a relationship. So yeah.
That's interesting. And obviously, you know, you broke up and stuff, but did you feel like any sense of it's a shame that it didn't work out, because now everybody knew about it and you're at work, do you know what I'm saying? That kind of feeling of
yes. You want to prove everyone
all these
wrong.
years, and it's like, was that just, you know, in vain or something? You know?
Yeah, you want to prove everyone wrong. You kind of say, oh no, you know, this is going to be different. And But it wasn't going to go down that road. So,
that's interesting.
That is really interesting.
I've not had a relationship. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah. I've not had a relationship at work. I would say that I've had interests. I've had admiration at work, you know, guys trying to, you know, pursue you. Yeah, pursue me. But like you, Serena, sometimes I feel a bit cringed out. But then I have had a fling per se.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what would you describe as a fling?
Like someone that I can openly flirt with.
Okay.
Potentially can go more into, I guess, the kissing. That kind of stuff, like intimacy, definitely. And it's like it's almost like a secret, that kind of thing. Okay. So I'd classify that as like a fling, which was interesting. But would I do it again? No.
Okay.
Yeah, because I quite private as well, so I feel like when things transpired for me, I was like, oh, actually, I'm not sure about this person anymore. Like, do you know what I'm saying? And it's a bit like, okay, would I do this again? No. It's just a level of not embarrassment, but it's like, you know, I'm so on my reputation to a point where it's like, oh, I don't know. So since then, I've never dated anyone at work. So
and you wouldn't recommend it then?
I wouldn't recommend it per se. I think, do you know what it is? I feel like you've got to really be very confident about this person, and vice versa. Yeah. So confident to the point where you've basically moved in with each other. Yeah, there's a different level of relationship here. You're not just talking about us dating, you know, having a couple of dates or whatever. like we wake up together, that kind of vibe, or he's going to propose to me tomorrow. That like is serious. Yeah. Otherwise, I wouldn't really recommend it because again, it just probably about 3 months.
Okay.
Oh no, actually less than that, about 2 months, roughly that. I don't think it was long at all. So not for me.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, moving back to work. How do you politely tell your co-worker to leave you alone? How would you tell them to just leave you absolutely alone?
Do you know what? Because I'm going to go. I work by myself for the time. So I'm trying to cast my mind back to the days when I worked as a group. I'll just walk away. Not as a group, but as a team, I'll just walk away. Yeah, it's just, so I'm going on a break or I'm going to the loo. Yeah, I'm going to...
Bye.
Yeah.
Oh.
Definitely. What would you do?
I'd probably do something similar to you, to be fair. I'd probably just do that and be very subtle with it. Yeah. Definitely.
Do you know what? I've had a co-worker before try it on with me. Although we established a friendship and we established a friendship and it was really lovely and everything else. But I just felt like I really don't want to have this kind of relationship with him. Like I don't want to, I love being friends with you, but I really don't fancy you in that way. And it just became progressively difficult to have the friendship. And then one time they did try it on with me and I completely flipped. I know. Yeah, because I think because I'd already set my boundary and it was like, okay, like I'm not really interested, blah, blah, blah. But I just felt like, what do I do sort of thing,